Home Wi-Fi networks can be a nightmare for many consumers who, due to the number of devices already connected to them in their homes, or because of the size, configuration, and peculiarities of their homes, find themselves facing continuous connectivity issues. Coming from the professional world, Mesh Wi-Fi networks are already a reality in the home. We'll explain how they work and why. In many cases, they might be the ideal solution for having better Wi-Fi at home. Improving the home Wi-Fi network doesn't always mean getting a more powerful router or repeaters. Several smartphones, televisions, tablets, laptops, security cameras, thermostats, and so on. The number of devices in the home that connect wirelessly to the internet is growing exponentially. And with that growth of devices, despite having a fiber optic connection, the home Wi-Fi network can end up performing worse and worse. In homes where the size of the house is considerable, or there are many rooms, when setting up or configuring a Wi-Fi network at home, or in the office, if the space to be covered is large, problems arise with the classic router plus extenders or repeaters configurations. In some devices, not having adequate bandwidth or having little range may be acceptable. But others, such as our smartphone, the television with VOD systems like Netflix, or the laptop for leisure or work, are critical when it comes to having a Wi-Fi network with sufficient bandwidth and coverage. The biggest problem with Wi-Fi networks in those large or elongated houses is the dark zones. That is, areas without optimal coverage. The most commonly used solutions today to reverse this situation resort to PLC systems, a more powerful router with more antennas, and above all repeaters or network extenders, mainly because of their affordable cost. However, the problem remains in many cases, or the overall performance is not what we expected. If you've ever wondered how hotels, restaurants, and large entertainment areas manage to maintain a stable Wi-Fi network, despite the area and number of clients to cover, mesh networks are the answer. Mesh Wi-Fi networks. What they are, how they work, and why they can improve your home Wi-Fi network. Create a flexible whole home Wi-Fi. One Mesh eliminates Wi-Fi dead zones through enhanced device compatibility, helping to expand your network and make high-speed Wi-Fi accessible throughout your home. Simply add specific devices to your One Mesh ecosystem for broader wireless coverage and faster stream. Eliminate Wi-Fi dead spots. One Mesh boosts signal strength while maintaining a single Wi-Fi network that covers every corner of your home. No more searching for a stronger signal for faster connection. Seamless Wi-Fi connections with a single network name. One Mesh intelligently connects mobile devices to your router or extenders, providing the best connection. One Mesh router and extenders share a single Wi-Fi name, so you stay connected to your network in every room. Stays fast. Always. One Mesh keeps your network running at top speed by intelligently choosing the fastest connection route for your data. In recent years, with a reduced price and more options for the consumer market, Mesh Wi-Fi networks have become a highly recommended alternative to the traditional router plus repeaters setup. What is a Mesh Wi-Fi network? Gradually, there's more talk about mesh networks in the home environment. Essentially, a Mesh Wi-Fi network is composed of a router or base station and its satellites or access points that communicate with each other to create a single Wi-Fi network for the user, all with the same SSID and password. At first glance, It might seem like they do the same thing as a current router with multiple repeaters. But that's not the case. For starters, repeaters don't communicate with each other, but usually only with the router. In the case of Mesh WiFi networks, their strength lies precisely in the advanced management of network elements. Mesh systems don't connect us to the nearest point, but to the one that, even if further from our device, will provide the best Wi-Fi signal. Considering multiple variables of the home network, a mesh network is capable of redirecting traffic through the network in the most optimal way, to always have the best possible signal on our network. Mesh Wi-Fi networks calculate which node or satellite we should connect to at any given moment based on the status of other nodes, connected devices, distance to each satellite, signal strength, and many other factors, all completely transparent to the user, who doesn't have to worry about which node they are connected to. That intelligent traffic management and network situation is the other major difference with repeaters, to which devices usually connect based on proximity rather than the actual situation of the Wi-Fi network. Thus, even if a node or AP were to fail in a mesh network, we wouldn't lose the signal, because the system would automatically reroute the traffic to our device through other nodes of the network, which can connect to any other node in the meshed network. Indeed, in many cases, the use of repeaters often causes problems in areas where, due to the lack of advanced management system, the device may lose signal because it doesn't know which repeater to connect to, or if it should still connect to the main router. This indecision leads to small interruptions and even continuous jumps between repeaters, or repeater and router, which end up testing the patience of users who have made a significant investment in devices that don't quite improve the home Wi-Fi network. Finally, what are the advantages and disadvantages of mesh Wi-Fi networks? So far, we have discussed mesh networks with an overwhelming majority of advantages. That intuitive, ready-to-use configuration, and the system taking care of finding the best way to have the most optimal signal at all times, are the major advantages of mesh Wi-Fi networks. The user doesn't have to worry about how their Wi-Fi network works. Mesh Wi-Fi devices are also very well-designed network equipment, with internal antennas in most cases, and perfect for integration into any room. They bear no resemblance to classic routers, and the additional access points, which we can expand at any time, require nothing more than a power cable. In some mesh Wi-Fi systems, the systems don't use the bands reserved for the Wi-Fi network for their own communication, or with the router, leaving bandwidth free for the consumer and the Wi-Fi signal itself. Having a better Wi-Fi network at home with mesh networks comes with an extra cost and fewer choices of models, as well as being less configurable. But not everything is advantageous. Currently, mesh Wi-Fi network systems have a higher price than routers, or combinations of router plus repeaters with equivalent features. However, depending on the case, they assure us of more optimized performance and better coverage of dark areas in large or complex homes, compared to traditional Wi-Fi networks. Mesh Wi-Fi networks also do not offer the same variety in brands, models, or configurations as current systems, and they are usually systems where network experts or enthusiasts have fewer options to modify. The key to these mesh Wi-Fi networks often lies more on the side of advanced software than hardware. Connecting and operating the app to set it up is all the user has to do.